Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to broadcast 4 of the Crossroads Carnival for the Omniverse Chronicles. Um, Before we get into it, just a reminder that if you are coming to Gen Con or if you are in the area, we're having our own little private shindig at the actual IPT, the IRT, which is right across the street from Gen Con. It'll be on Saturday night from 8 to 11. There is limited seating, and we will be following the same safety guidelines as Gen Con. You can find all that information at the link that is in the chat right now. If you'd like to join us, we've got maybe a dozen or so seats left. So if you want to join us, make sure to sign up. I think with that, we're going to hand it over to Joe.
Thank you. The carnival is set up on the far side of the kidney-shaped Lake Parim, the lights from the town glimmering in the reflection, forming a black mirror of stars. People are vacating the grounds, the sense of monotony growing as they return to their daily lives. TK lies in the bed of a truck, bandaged leg up. He stares up at the sky, and Peanut climbs up over the side, looking at the blood-soaked rag around his leg. She reaches into a worn leather satchel and pulls out scissors and starts cutting away the makeshift bandage. She helps him out of his worn jeans, exposing his tattoos to the moon's light. The jagged tattoos twist around, sliding into the hole the bullet left in his leg, some reaching up, trying to escape out of the singularity of bone and muscle. "What have you done?" she asks. Bauble throws the switch, powering down the rides and the front stage lights. She grabs a lantern and walks into the Hall of Mirrors, finding the one that twists her image just enough to make it look like her brother is staring back at her. "What have you done?" she asks. Professor Shard stares at the ghost light under the great horned owl, the ever-burning golden flame licking upward into the air. He is taken back to the campfires of his youth, in the bamboo forests in China. His hand reaches up, feeling the empty space where his necklace coin should be. "What have you done?" he asks. In her car, in her tank, Thalassa sleeps, dreaming. "Thalassa, what are you dreaming about?"
I am most likely having the same dream that I have almost every night. It is a dream of me sneaking up on this slightly younger mermaid with this beautiful crown with shells and pearls and starfish, and quietly sneaking up behind her. And then it kind of like fades a little bit. And then it comes back in, and I have my hands around her throat. And I am squeezing the life out of her until she goes limp, and I take the crown. And then it kind of fades again, and I am caught in this net, and I am being dragged by these two mer people with these large spears. And then it kind of fades again, and it comes back, and I am being like sort of held down in front of this figure behind this large rock outcropping. And you just see Thalassa looking up and holding this crown still at her side in her hand and just screaming, I had no other choice. She wouldn't have used it the way that it needs to be used. She would have let us be overtaken. She was weak." And you see this figure just kind of looking down upon her, and she says, "You have committed oh shoot, what's the word? When you murder royalty."
Regicide.
Matricide? Or
Yeah, regicide. You have committed regicide, and as is the law, you will be banished. And if you are ever seen again, you will be immediately executed by anybody that finds you. And then it kind of fades again, and you just see Thalassa swimming as fast as she can, and you can see that there are these other figures in the background starting to like move in her direction, and then it kind of fades a little bit more, and we see her getting caught up in this larger net and then brought out of the ocean.
Tiresias is led to her tent by a spirit, a German soldier, limbs twisted and head sitting at almost the right angle on his neck. He wears the uniform of someone that fought in the Great War. He guides Tiresias' hand to Thalassa's tank. Tiresias, what do you do?
I lean over and listen as the sounds, like little bubbles, come up, pop, and there's just the briefest sound inside of them. And I place my hands on the side of the tank. And from the side, you can see that Thalassa's sleeping face and Tiresias' masked face are almost nose to nose. And I take a deep breath out and then breathe in, and you can see the bubbles that are starting to float up pull back down and press up against where Tiresias is breathing. And more of those bubbles come out, and it almost seems like there's oil inside of them because there's this just small amount of twisting color. And I think I'm going to embrace the darkness. And I am going to show someone true pain by ripping the darkness from their soul. So I'm going to pull this reoccurring nightmare, this pain, from Thalassa. So I will mark corruption. I will mark darkness, and she will mark to harm.
Ooh.
As Tiresias turns around, he sees the spirit smile, teeth broken and sharp. The spirit turns, walks out of the car as Garbanzo passes by. Garbanzo doesn't notice Tiresias or the ghost of the soldier that has caused him all these years of guilt and suffering as he walks a hair's breadth behind him, nose almost touching the nape of his neck. Tiresias, you feel a tug at your robes as the small, formless child that follows you asks, "What have you done?"
I have tried to give someone what I lack. Nights of sleep without torment.
I hope it works.
So do I.
All right. The night passes, and the blood sun rises in the morning. Quick question. What happened to the body of the contortionist?
Ooh, God, I think I took it with us. I think I wanted someone else to look at this, someone smarter than me. I think I wanted to show Professor Shard, if not management, the body of this woman.
In the morning, Shard will wander about, getting things sorted out, and he accepts the body from you and looks into its eyes where there is nothing. He peels open the eyelids, and it's just skin and sinew inside. No bones, no eyes. Opens up the mouth. There are no teeth. It wiggles around. Nothing is inside. I believe this was inhabited by an air elemental.
I had no idea those things existed, but I didn't know that a lot of things existed.
There are many unknowns in the world, and we are only a few.
So something was wearing this like a skin suit.
Or a puppet.
How did they get the suit?
I do not know. He takes one of his fingers and it turns into the claw and rakes it down from the throat to the belly. And there is a sigil. It appears it was bound, but now free.
What does that mean?
Well, if it was forced into this unwillingly, it would probably be thankful. If it went willingly, you may have gained an enemy.
Well, I guess they can get in line, huh?
I am sure you can handle whichever.
Thanks.
Oh, Thomas has returned from New York. He has brought something new to try.
Oh?
Yeah, perhaps you and the rest of the group can find him on the Bally.
Okay. And yeah, I'll go round up everyone. I feel like it's a rare occasion that we get some new food around here.
Yeah, consider me rounded up. I think new food is especially exciting. Yeah, Garbanzo's got to stay carved up.
I think you find me very, very not wanting to move very fast. So if you're willing to wait a bit, and help me get in my tank and get on my way, I'll definitely join.
Yeah. Jesus, you look like shit. What happened?
I have no idea. I didn't feel like this when I went to bed, but perhaps it was falling out of my tank and being thrown to the floor of a moving train.
Yeah, that would maybe do it. And
We'll just take it slow today.
Yes, if we could avoid any locomotives, fast vehicles, and anything that might jostle me too much, that would be very appreciated.
It'd be fine.
Yeah, we'll get her loaded up and take care. Do it with ease. And after that's done, gingerly, softly, with care, hauling ass towards food.
Come one, come all, try the fabulous Italian specialty by way of New York, made into these glorious, delectable, snackable, bite-sized nuggets. Catch them now before I catch the next train, says Thomas, the good Thomas, with the urban accent. The smell of fried dough, cheese, and garlic and cured meats wafts across the alleyway.
what are these?
I don't know, but I like that smell.
So interesting. I'm not familiar with this.
For fellow compatriots of the Carnival, on the house. And he offers up on a stick, 3 balls of fried dough covered with powdered cheese.
Amazing. Yes, I take one.
Yep.
What a wonderful gift. Thank you, Thomas.
Absolutely.
Does it
I'll
taste as good
mute
as I
fast,
think it
yeah.
does?
Better.
Oh no.
I'll be right back. I gotta get something out of the
Yeah.
kitchen.
As you stand off to the side nibbling on these, you hear people muttering as they eat. They're happy. But they're also talking about family members that have ridden recently with getting the flu, and little Billy has gotten polio, and Charlie has gotten some sort of weird parasite growing in him. Others talk about how the lines at the grocery stores are so long, and somebody else talks about a Bolivian relative in the Summer Olympics. And a haggard man stumbles up to the pizza stand, shoving onlookers to the side. He begins to eat the pizza balls hungrily at first, then shoving them in indiscriminately. His jaw unhinges as he picks up the plate and swallows them whole. He picks up the hot oil they were fried in and chugs it down, the smell of burning flesh overpowering the smell of fried dough and cheese. Thomas freezes in horror as he is grabbed by the man. The man's mouth opens wider and wider, an endless gaping void behind thousands of teeth, and a tongue that wraps around Thomas, dragging him into the void.
Oh no!
People begin to run away. A stampede. Freeze the tip, one of the outside talker yells, trying to herd the crowd in a manner that will prevent them from hurting themselves or damaging the carnival. What would you like to do?
Oh no. Okay, first of all, R.I.P. Thomas. Thank you.
Oh, what a lovely gift.
He died as he lived
That escalated.
as food.
Oh.
F's in chat
in
for
chat.
Thomas.
And shut for Thomas.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh no.
I'm going to scream.
My initial instinct, I think, seeing the hot oil start to go down this person's mouth was something's wrong, tackle it. But then when a person goes in, nah, dog, I think I'm just staying in front of Thalassa.
Megan, are you using your siren song?
Yeah, I think I am going to try and I just watched this thing eat a dude, so I want to keep him from eating me. I would love to try and use my siren song.
Let's roll it.
Come on,
Okay.
come on, come on.
Ooh. 6.
You let out a scream, and that's it. You just yell into the crowd, and it is barely heard over the crowd as the rest of the carnies are trying to funnel them into a point to lead them out. The man, burned on the outside, flesh melting away, runs screaming into the menagerie tent. And you hear a sickening crunch.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that warrants movement. I'm making chase here.
Yeah, I'm following.
All right. You look in the tent, and there are the animals that you would expect, except one of the hued hippopotami has bloodstains all around one of its feet, and it begins to charge, and its mouth opening as it starts to scoop up one of the rubes that's looking at the animals. So, charging rhino or hippopotamus.
And I hit a hippo, but I think I'm gonna.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I think I gotta. I'm sliding over to just get my hands on its mouth and not let it bite down on a dang old person.
All right. Let's this sounds like unsettling violence.
Boy. Oh,
Be
boy.
careful, Garbanzo. That is one hungry hippo.
No.
That's That's with blood, yeah. Bones.
Bones.
Roll them
And
bones.
your name is a bean.
11.
All right. Yeah, that. Yeah, choose your side effect.
I think I take it further than intended.
Oh no.
All right. You get your hands around and you just pull it apart. The jaw crunches under your fingers. It feels kind of nice.
Huh? Thought it might.
Yeah. And you feel the tissue rend and stretch and snap as the void opens in front of you and flips it inside out, consuming the hippopotamus.
What the fuck is that? Now I'm backpedaling.
You're backpedaling?
Yeah.
All right. Alassa, tell me what one of the animals that's in the menagerie.
A snake.
Ah, a snake. The ball of darkness rolls to the python with a humanoid face. The snake that speaks truths of whomever talks to it. The snake that charms humans. And it swallows the inky blackness. And it begins to slither out from the, albeit wider than should be safe, snake cage. But it has never caused a problem before. It slithers its way out, turns, looking with contempt at its confines that has held it for years prior. Its jaw unhinges, as snakes do, larger and larger, until it consumes the cage.
Oh no. Okay. I hate to rob Garbanzo of this because he has the perfect accent with which to wrestle with an animal. But I want to try to tackle this snake, and I want to just kind of squeeze it like a tube of toothpaste to see if I can get the void out of its mouth.
All right. Let's let's roll some unsettling violence.
Sure, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Would you like to shift first or not?
No, because I'm very afraid of what might happen if I swallow that void, and I'm a werewolf.
Oh.
That is valid.
Yeah. It might happen, but for right now, let's see how I do, just me. That is an 8.
All right. Please choose the 2 downsides to this.
Sure. Ooh, okay. I think, I mean, I'm hurting an animal, which Mallory doesn't love, so I think I'm gonna mark darkness. And I think I attract unwanted attention.
Now, if I remember correctly, Garbanzo, wasn't your favorite act the menagerie?
What was my favorite?
Wasn't your favorite act the menagerie?
Is it? I don't know.
I know mine was the Hall of Mirrors. I liked the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's right.
Yeah.
I don't have that written down, but I feel like that's correct.
Yeah. So what is your favorite animal there?
Oh God. In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's go with my favorite. I love to see the big cats, like say a tiger or a chipmunk. A chipmunk is a good answer.
Nope. Go with
A
tiger.
chipmunk with 2 tails.
All right. The chipminger. The
No, definitely tiger for sure.
the Shetland pony-sized chipmunk. Huge teeth. Fangs reaching down. As Mal squeezes the tube of snake, trying to squeeze out the darkness and the cage, but you find nothing inside.
Shit.
However, the chipmugger has your scent.
Oh no.
You have the blood of hippo covering you, the scent of fried dough. You smell wonderful. And it goes to leap at you.
Oh no. I would. Who? Shit. What kind of like cage does this big chipmunk have, if any?
It normally doesn't have any.
Okay.
There's usually not this much blood in the menagerie.
Fair, yeah. Do I see like a large cage that I could perhaps try to like boot this thing into?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You've also got a tube of void.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to try to like shove this thing into a cage and see if I can shut the door on it.
Yep. Give me a bones roll.
Okay. 10.
You knock it out into the large cage that also contains the land shark.
Oh no.
And they look at each other confused. But no violence seems to ensue immediately.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
What's the snake doing?
Starting to peel inside out.
I think I look at Garbanzo. I don't know what to do with this thing.
Don't fucking know either. Let's get the old man.
Okay. I'm gonna run for Tiresias.
Okay. Mal comes running out of the menagerie. A snake. And Tiresias, you see absolutely nothing being held by Mal. It is infinitely deep.
I think that I am going to try to peer into this darkness with my other sight and see if I can sort this out.
All right. Are you gonna touch it?
I don't think so. Like if I see this big void drawing things in, I think I'm not gonna touch it for the moment.
I am touching it, for the record. I'm wrestling it or trying
Mhm.
to.
It's not peeling back quickly.
Okay, good, good. I'm trying to only touch the snake parts, not the void parts.
So I guess I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for trouble.
All
To
right,
see if I
let's
can read something
yeah.
from this.
All right. Roll for yeah.
Oh, boy. 7. Ooh, I think what is my best way out of this mess? Turn around, walk away.
Go back to your tent.
Go back to your tent, Tiresias.
All right. What is best for you, or what is best for others?
I think what is best for the carnival.
Probably flicking it over the fence and hoping for the best.
Just like throwing it out of the carnival.
That is best for the carnival.
Oh no.
Uh-huh. I see. Yep.
It might not be the best for everyone involved.
Uh-huh. Ooh, boy. So let me... Oh.
Give me a guile roll.
Okay. 10.
Did my headset just go off?
We can still hear you.
Yep. One moment, sorry.
We're all waiting on one another, aren't we?
I believe we are.
Sorry about this. I just can't hear anything.
Oh,
That
no
was
problem.
weird.
No worries.
Can you hear us now?
Do you have it?
Seem
I
like.
say no.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and flip us to BRB, and we'll be back in a moment. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
That was super weird.
All right, so that was a 10 on the guile roll.
Sorry, one more time.
10.
10. Okay. So whatever is nearest by, it seems to be latching on to. Whatever can consume.
Wrestling a snake.
I have a question for you, mechanics-wise.
Sure.
just out of morbid curiosity,
Mhm.
what happens if someone were, say, to be at full darkness? Just out of curiosity.
I didn't think that would happen. Let me take a
I
quick look.
believe you become the monster within.
You become your monster.
Hmm. Like for good?
I don't think so. Let me
Okay.
see.
No. I think
I think if you fill up
until it no.
darkness again while you're the monster within, then that's real bad news.
Yeah.
Checking the
How close
rules.
are you?
One. I'm one away.
So
Oh, that is wonderful.
We have not been doing our comfort moves in downtime, I think, where we can get rid of darkness.
Oh,
That is true. This has been a lot going on.
It has.
should their track fill, their inner monster refuses to remain placated and silent. They take control. The player should read their monster within section aloud and follow it as closely as possible. It will also include how they release themselves from the monster should they dare to try to regain control. Once the performer has lost themselves in the monster within, they erase their darkness track. While they are still their monster, they may still continue to use the basic moves and their playbook moves, which means they still mark darkness when told to. Should the darkness track fill while they are the monster within, the performer becomes a permanent monster and surrenders their character to the MC. Whenever that happens, all remaining performers mark a permanent point of darkness.
Oof.
Oh boy.
So is that so your darkness track fills and they become the monster within, and then you just kind of continue play as normal with the condition of your monster within move, but can you still like offer comfort to kind of decrease that, but then you would have to decrease what you've earned at this point and then do the other track, the first track?
I
or...
think, well, once you become the monster within, all of your darkness erases. So there's no way for you to erase your darkness. The only way to not become the monster within is to fulfill your condition. Like for me, it says you release your inner monster. Well, Nate, let's see. That was Revs. You regain control when you feel safe within the embrace of a trusted friend.
Right.
That's how I don't become the monster anymore.
Right.
So yeah.
Cool.
I'm sure that won't happen.
Mm-hmm,
mm-hmm. It'll be fine.
Boy, because the only thing that I can think to do in this moment would push me into that.
Do it.
Oh.
Yep. So I think seeing this eternal void just swallowing everything, I am going to indulge my inner monster. So before I take this final part of darkness, which will then activate my monster within, I am going to become undeniable and summon whatever is that thing in the snake to face us. Because we can't deal with it as it is. So I'm hoping, as with previous, bringing it here in its whole is something we might be able to deal with.
All right. The inky blackness, about the size of a softball, floats. It peels out of the snake, and the snake just gets sucked into it like a piece of spaghetti. And it stays separated from nothing, in nothing. And things start to just get sucked in from this whole of reality. Perhaps the chat would like to help with something that is just in the nick of time. Or I have an idea. So, would you like to have you, the players, to have what I have in mind,
Mm-hmm.
or give the chat 30 seconds to start typing in whatever random crap they come up with?
And this is our boon, which won, which was the
A gift
A-
arrives exactly when needed.
yeah.
Yup.
Come on, chat, hook us up.
Come on, chat.
Bring it.
This is
Bring it, chat.
supposed to be a good
come
thing,
on.
chat.
What
don't
help
forget that.
arrives just in the nick of time?
A magic bathtub plug.
We have something to contain the void, a giant actual tiger, but on your side, a kind of cage, 2 bags of holding. The Ghostbuster vacuum for voids,
Interesting.
something spicy, a magic teapot, a big old blob of mozzarella that can gum it up, a reverse void, Thomas, an angel, Stephen Hawking, or a lamp. What sounds good to y'all? Whatever you pick, I will make it work.
There's some good ones in there.
I do kind of love the idea of some mystical teapot that can contain this thing and is just now an artifact that we have to protect.
I'm here. I'm here for teapot.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost always down for fancy teapot. So
All right. So, Shard comes running out with an ancient porcelain teapot carved with the 4 dragons of the 4 elemental dragons. And looks to you, Garbanzo, hands it to you. Please don't spill the tea.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Put the void in the teapot.
Christ. All right. And I'm gonna leap at it, try to dunk this thing.
All right. This does not seem like unsettling violence.
Fair.
So let us get
Would this be endure the darkness?
technically, yes. It is darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm gonna start moving towards this thing, just suck in a big breath and move towards it, just trying to stay strong and not get pulled in. With that, could I use my unflinching for that?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Here we go. Oh my god. Good damn thing. 7.
All right. Yeah. You stand before the void, teacup at the ready. It is pulling at the teacup, trying to take it in. But you can angle it just right, but like by trying to adjust around it against the force, it will give an opportunity for others to get sucked in. Uh, and you see off to the side, you see TK and you see Peanut trying to guide the people in, and they get sucked off their feet.
No. Can I
Who's gonna go?
can I try to go and try to like goalie block these people from going into the void?
Yes, you may.
Okay. What would this be?
Let's. It's gonna be a bones.
Okay.
Yeah.
7.
Which limb do you not want?
Left arm.
You are able to push them out of the way as you twist. Your arm gets swept into the inky darkness just as Garbanzo puts the cap on it.
If I look at it, what do I see? How clean is this?
It is absolutely clean. There's a lot of blood. And it's here.
Okay. Shit. I start screaming.
Shard,
I think hearing that sound, like I start moving that direction, and the smell of blood is very strong in the air, and I whip my cape off and start wrapping it around the wound.
I am sorry. You that's not what you see.
Oh, what do I see?
You see the wound being cauterized by the copper brazier that contains the ghost light.
And just for everyone, my monster within, you must fulfill the visions that come to you regardless of who they hurt. You release your inner monster when you see how your visions help save someone. How far away is the ghost light?
The ghost light is about 60 feet away into the main tent under the dowel.
I think I shout that to the kind of the stunned Peanut. The brazier, bring it.
And she dashes off. Her leaps are just a little bit too long for the normal human. The dust in the prints in the dust a little bit more paw-like than they should be. About 45 seconds later, she comes back.
I will grab a hold of the brazier and look to Mallory. This is going to suck.
I don't say anything. It's just screams and sobs.
Yeah.
All right. Once again, the scent of burning flesh overtakes the area. The flames of the ghost light, that which keeps the darkness at bay from actually entering in to the carnival. dissipates as the blood spills from the wound onto it. Yeah, there's a lot of burning flesh here. And as it is peeled back slowly to try to keep the burnt skin from sticking to it. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. You find the limb replaced with a left arm of the ghost light's flame.
How does it feel?
It hurts. It is constantly burning.
Oh, Jesus.
And you feel everything that's going on currently in the carnival. Except for management's wagon.
I'm still just not moving, holding this thing like in an iron grip, just keeping it closed.
Iron grip, you say?
Well, you know, not trying to crush it, but like not letting it move. Fucking hell, what am I supposed to do with this? You all right, Mal?
Don't touch me.
I'm not moving.
I don't know. Maybe take it to management. I don't know. I can't think.
You feel the people running away. The alleyway is almost empty. You feel all of the ins and outs of backstage. You smell something that you've not smelled in many, many years. You smell Joy by Jean Patou. The fragrance that your mom wore after your dad fell.
Do I feel strong enough to walk?
Give me a bones.
Seven.
Yes, with help.
I pick myself up off of the floor and gesture with the ghost arm in the direction that I smelled that scent. Can someone take me over there?
Over where? What is happening?
Over there. Fucking do it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah, I will raise my arm and try to help her move that way.
All right. You start to go back towards your tent, Mal. Meanwhile, there's Garbanzo and Thalassa with a teapot.
I don't understand what has happened.
I don't either. There's just this sort of a void. It was sucking everything in.
It shakes just a bit in your hands, but it settles.
You cut it out.
Careful with that, darling.
I'm absolutely fucking trying.
What happened inside the menagerie? I saw this thing. I saw this thing swallow Thomas, and I tried to stop it. I couldn't. I screamed as loud as I could, and it did nothing.
I don't know, love. We went in, and it was like it was moving in and out of the animals, and they were consuming everything. It's like it was using them to eat. I don't know what Tiresias did, but it seemed like it came out of it and just was this void on its own.
Well, it's secure now, right?
I think so.
Do we bound it in chain? I mean, what do we do? It's a teapot. There's a hole in the front. Can it not just escape?
Apparently not. I just lost my mind. Who handed it over?
Shard did.
Shard did. Okay. Is Shard still here?
Shard approaches. Would you like me to take that?
I would very much like to not hold this anymore.
Yes, please take it away.
He takes it in his hands, looking down at it. It appears that we have control of one of the 7.
I beg your pardon?
Oh.
Well, it is currently contained within this. Perhaps we could use it later.
One of the fucking 7. Gluttony?
It would appear so.
Fucking hell. How did it get here? Why did it get here?
Well,
I mean, I don't expect you to know. I'm just fucking asking the universe right now.
Is this perhaps some more of the work of Bobby Johnson's Big Top? We know that they sent some quite unsavory folk after us before.
I just want to make sure my headset didn't cut out again.
Oh, I don't know.
It's possible. It is, given that they're a step ahead. It could be that since y'all are still here, and this is the day after the train incident, that this was part of the plan.
They just tried to take us all out at once then. Well, fuck you then. You didn't know we had this magic teapot, did you? You sons of bitches.
Well, perhaps they are no longer ahead of us then.
What do you mean?
Well, that's what was said, right? That they had an idea of where we were going to be ahead of time, and so they could manipulate the situation. If this was their way of manipulating us to take out our numbers or delay us, I'm not sure, but I have to imagine that our capturing this thing, this gluttony, as you call it, was not part of their plan.
Certainly not. Seemed like maybe a shot in the dark. Pretty damn good shot, too.
I assume whatever it is that is now inhabiting the space of Mallory's arm was not a part of their plan as well.
Probably not.
I don't quite understand what that was that just happened or why she ran away so quickly, but I think we had better find out.
Yeah. You all right with that, Shad? I don't know why I asked.
And he walks back to his wagon, muttering something about Strom. And let's quickly take a peek inside of Tiresias's brain.
Oh, thank God. Much better than Rev's brain.
You far from now, you have a vision of a member of the Carnival being able to guide the world into a direction that might be beneficial. Long in the future. One where everyone has enough water. And you could assist. You also have a vision of the version of you that Bobby has, that Curio has built. You see him asking it, what will they do to stop gluttony? And you hear the whirling of gears and ticking and metal against metal, and it jams. The mechanical jaw opening and closing and opening, closing of this automaton. And it says, their help comes from outside. I cannot foresee this. I can only track that which happens in our own world. Curio punches it, angry that it is not performed the way it should. And he walks away, telling one of his assistants to fix Noel. You see a city, pristine and beautiful. The people walking along its streets in perfect health. You see a preacher that is calling fury amongst its congregation. You see Mal wielding the circus as carnival as a weapon. And then you see a letter that is now in your hand. And last, you see the ghost of the soldier crawling onto Garbanzo's back, whispering in his ear. Okay, you can have the game now.
I think we're on our way to them to catch up.
Yep.
I'm heading towards my tent in search of Joy by Jean Partout.
As you've walked along with Tiresias, and he just strolls towards your tent, somehow guiding you there, and picks up the envelope that was on your bed.
What is that?
I'm not quite sure, but it was calling to me.
Is that what smells like the perfume?
It is.
I want to pick it up with my hand that's not on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have a return address on it?
It does not.
Okay.
It does not have a to address either. There is no
Jesus.
postage.
Okay. I'm going to open it.
Okay. Tell me, what was the state that you left your family in when you ran away to the carnival?
They were pretty badly affected by the stock market crash, so fairly destitute.
Mm-hmm.
Not great.
Mm-hmm. Did you tell them that you were leaving?
No.
And you haven't heard from them since then?
Sure haven't. No.
Well, it's a letter on the family stationery taken from your mother's bureau. And it's from the butler that stayed around with them. And it says that your family has fallen ill with the flu and is not likely to make it.
Oh, no.
What is it?
My family, they're sick. They're sick. Like all of, like, you heard them, right? All the people at the carnival talking about it.
Yes.
I don't know how they found me to send me this. But I can't go back like this.
The sickness is not natural. It is not of this world, or at least not of this modern world. It is very possible that the best thing we could do for your family is to stop whatever has been unleashed.
I'm just sitting on the bed and smelling the envelope, touching it to my cheek. I don't know what to do. Everything hurts. And I can feel everything.
You and I will spend some time learning meditation. There are things that I cannot unhear, noises that penetrate the thickest walls. But with the proper focus, I am able to keep them at bay. I am so sorry for what happened to you, Mal. I had no idea the power of the Carnival could be wielded by a single person. But it was the only way I could see to save your life.
Yeah, no, you did what you had to do, and I was already a freak before, so it's not like this changes much for me.
You saved many lives today, Mallory.
I know.
It is a heavy burden to bear. But with every life you save, the weight will become less.
I just cry into his shoulder.
I think that's the scene that the two of them come in on, is Tiresias with his hands in Mallory's hair, just like rubbing the back of her head and her back.
Hey Mel, you
Yeah?
can go ahead and remove some darkness.
Okay.
That was some comfort.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt. Is everything okay?
Not yet, but it will be.
All right. Well, this thing appears to be contained. I'm not quite sure where we go from here.
Seems like it's the embodiment of gluttony that you pulled out of that thing. Shard seems to think we can weaponize it the same way it's been used against us.
Yes. Perhaps we could take it, and if we could find the floating essence of what was released, the thing that wants to die, we could feed it to gluttony, and then put gluttony back inside its cage. I have little doubt that is what is spreading the sickness that seems to be affecting so many, including poor Mallory's family, it seems.
Oh, goodness, I'm so sorry, Mallory.
It's just been a fucking day, huh?
Yes, appears to be.
Peanut and TK are shaken up, but you saved their lives. They wouldn't have made it if you hadn't jumped in. I was right there.
Good. I'm glad they're okay. Can I still feel the carnival?
It's now that you're calmed down a bit, it's more like a headache, but not a migraine.
Okay.
So you don't have the lights, you don't have it. But if you focus on the headache, you could focus on different parts of the carnival.
Tiresias, whatever you did, I feel everything. I can feel the carnival.
That light, the fire, it is the thing that keeps the carnival safe. I have the theory that in some way it also is the thing that grants the carnival some of its power. That power, I think, now lies inside of you, Mallory. It is strong. It is old. We must teach you how to control it. And I think that because of the vision that I had about, like, oh, there's a world where there's enough water and someone could lead us there, and I no longer know about my previous vision of Thalassa. But knowing what Thalassa craves, what she finds desirable, I think those words are aimed in her direction about how powerful Mallory is now, how old and strong this magic is.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at Mal just so upset. Mallory, I am very sorry for everything that has happened to you today. This seems quite overwhelming, but
Yeah,
I
you
have no
think?
but I have no doubt that you are absolutely capable of containing this, of wielding this. The potential you have is incredible. You can do this. I'm sorry if I seem callous. I don't fully understand what it is you're going through, I admit that. But I also know that you are very strong, and that you have the capability to use this to your advantage.
Use it. Use it. How? I don't know what to do.
Well, nobody does when they first obtain power. You learn.
What happens to this if I transform?
Well, we shall learn that as well.
I want to try to focus on Shard's tent.
Okay. Yeah, let's get it. Guile? Yeah, let's get a guile roll.
Oh, this will go well. Two.
Happen.
That's a 2. I'm still learning, everyone.
It takes a
You
while.
are learning. Okay. Um, you see ripples in some sort of foam. small bubbles start to join piece to some of the surface to surface, and it pulls out just a bit, and you see that there are specks of something happening as things are floating in and out and in and out and in and out, and you pull back a little bit further and you see them flitting about on around a bunch of small globules, and you come out a bit more and you see them kind of form into these different structures, and you pull out just a little bit more and you see them chain together and repeat and chain together and repeat, and you pull out just a little bit more and you start to see very fine hairs wrapped around each other, and you pull out a little bit more and you see gold thread, and out a little bit more you see another gold thread as they interweave amongst many other threads, and you realize you're very zoomed in on Shard's robes. You did too good.
Yeah, I did. Ow. And I just I drop that focus. I could see across the side, clear across the other side of the carnival. If I focused, it hurt like hell. I don't know if I can do anything with what I can see, but I can see everything except for management.
Well, I mean, that's still important if you know what's going on at any given time. That's a hell of a sentry we've got for any more of this fucking nonsense sneaking up on us.
Yeah. I don't want anyone else to get hurt.
As you try to calm down all of the voices of everyone in the carnival, you hear chirps from the radio. Dateline, Arcana, Arkansas. Earlier today, hundreds of locals have fallen ill, resulting in some sort of comatose state. Doctors are reporting no known causes that have been found, but will continue to search for clues.
Whatever this sickness is, it's everywhere.
This is only going to get worse before it gets better.
So what do we do from here?
I think I move over, letting Mallory go, and take the pouch off of my hip and dump the ancient sand on the ground and throw the bones into the middle of it. Seven.
Okay.
So that gets me one. Oh, and I have to mark darkness.
Oh no, sir.
You did, however, provide comfort.
Oh, okay. So I'm at 0 still because it resets when I embrace the. Okay.
Yep.
I want to say the right name. What did we end up calling the floating sickness that wants to die?
Sloth?
sloth.
If we know that was right, but that's what we called
That's what we've been
Yeah.
calling
So
it.
we assumed because it made everyone sleep and like not able to move or anything.
I think that's what Shard referred to it as well as the other dragon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The spores of sloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spores of sloth. So I'm going to ask the bones, where is the essence of sloth right now?
All right. You see a wishing well that has the yellow crawling out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the waiter from the train walking up to it. And he takes the coin that once belonged to Shard and mutters something and flips the coin into the wishing well. You see the yellow mold turn to black and dissolve. You see a sudden drop of what looks like ash covering the entire town of Urkana. You see the people start to wake up and coughing out this black, sticky ichor. And you see Shard drop. You see that this has not yet happened. You see that this is maybe a day away, but there is no way that you can get there in time. This is one of the truths of the future. The death of the leader of the carnival that is imminent, that will leave you shaken. What are your other two questions?
How can we rein in the spreading sickness?
Okay. Very, very quickly, your mind's eye leaps from hospital to hospital to hospital to hospital to hospital, all across the world. It is, you hear doctors talking about a flu epidemic. And that seems to be what is taking out about a third of the population currently. To rein it in, is not something that you can do as a group by yourselves. This is something that you need to give time to those that are working to find a cure. You need the world to live long enough to find a cure. And this is not Joe being on a soapbox right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last question then is, where will Curio and his circus be next?
Let the gods check their notes. Hi, Brazil.
By Brazil.
Hi, Brazil.
Hi, Brazil.
Yes.
So I think I kneel down and pick up the bones and start getting the sand back into the pouch. Sloth is not long for this world, it would seem. The coin, the great dragon, they will take care of it, but it will come at a great cost to us. The sickness that spreads across the land. There are so many things happening at once. We are not fighting to win. We are fighting to give others enough time for them to succeed. The sickness is not something we can stop. It is men and women of medicine, and we must give them time, which means we must fend off these otherworldly things that make their places more full of sadness, sickness, sorrow. But as for what to do with greed, I do happen to have a sense of where Curio and his circus will be next. Perhaps a fitting target.
Yes, do we utilize this gluttony to attack this other carnival that set it upon us, as they are trying to bring about these other sins even faster, it seems, or do we use it against those sins themselves?
I've been thinking about that. If it was really them that sicked it on us, how did they do it? What measure of control do they have? It's something we got to watch out for. So if we're going to
Yes.
do that, we got to get in, figure out if that's the case, make sure that they don't have that.
Curio works in such opposites of us. I almost wonder if they have whatever the universe would consider the opposite to the flame that young Mallory now wields, something that gives them power over the darkness, lets them harness it, control it, as opposed to ours that lets us stay safe from it.
You said that sloth isn't long for this world, but not without a cost to the carnival. What kind of cost if I feel everything that the carnival feels?
This must stay in this tent.
Okay.
someone important, someone of power in our group has already contracted. Whatever it is inside of sloth, perhaps, or they are so strongly tied to the coin that when it goes, they will go. What we will, before the next sun sets, lose our leader.
Oh, fuck off. We can't just let them do that. We can't just do that.
It is too far for us to get there. And if you will remember correctly, Garbanzo, you believed that the dragon knew best, and this is the dragon's course.
Shard at least know that this is going to happen.
It is unclear if he knows. We could tell them. Perhaps it would allow for a replacement to be picked by them rather than those of us left, which might be the best option. Who among us would not like to pick our own successor?
You do that. How are we supposed to go in there and say, hey, do you know you're about to fucking die?
Mallory, what is the extent that you feel of this carnival? Do you just... Can you tell what people are doing? Can you tell what is happening everywhere at once? Is it specific? How are people feeling? How connected are you?
How connected am I, MC?
If you roll guile, you can ask. Well, okay, so roll guile.
Okay.
When on a success, you ask a question. On a mixed success, okay, no, let's nudge that up. 3 questions,
Okay.
or 1 question, or whatever you're trying to ask gets answered way too well.
Excellent.
Hmm.
Okay. I don't know. If I'm not focusing, I can kind of feel everything all at once, but just kind of like impressions of things, like shades of what people are doing or how people are feeling. But if I focus, then I think I could pinpoint onto someone or something. I don't know if I could like affect the carnival or if it's just that I can see it. But I know that if I focus, I could try to look at something.
I see.
I tried to look at Shard before you even told us about all of this, and I think I fucked it up. I just saw like very, very close on his clothes, but I couldn't get anything too specific. Or I guess I got too specific.
Well, perhaps we could talk to Shard and say, well, not specifically as you put it, my love, you're about to fucking die, but we could say, well, what do you think is going to happen if this plan of yours succeeds? And maybe gauge if there is any sort of acknowledgement that this is a possibility.
It may even be possible that the four of us arriving and knocking on his door, he will already know why we're there.
Well,
There is only one way to find out, and his time is limited.
Let's not waste it then.
I get up from my bed and I want to gingerly tuck the letter in the envelope. Just like I think I put it back on the top of my pillow. No, I put it under my pillow. And I want to help Tiresias out of my tent. And I guess we head to Shard's tent.
You get there wicked fast.
Whoa. What just me?
You and your party that you want to take with you.
Okay, I would want to take all of us.
Yeah. So it's like your tent was somehow closer to his wagon than you would expect it to be, but somehow it also makes sense for you.
I think I'm just staring at the ghost light arm.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Makes sense for Mallory or makes sense for all of us?
Why have you stopped? You've only gone as far as my tent.
No, we're here. We're at Shards.
That's simply not possible.
Well,
Powers of powers.
Oh. Interesting.
where's your favorite place in the carnival, Tiresias?
I think my favorite location, yes, has always been where the magicians practice. There's so many dreams and thoughts of joy emanating from that place.
Okay. I grab his arm and take a couple of steps.
And there you are. There's a small stage in the round where there are two doors freestanding, set about 15 feet apart from each other. You see the magician take off his top hat, toss it across, walk through the door, slam it, come through the other side, and catch the hat.
So this is new.
Yes. This may be very beneficial when it comes time to find danger lurking within our walls.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. Anyway, sorry. Back to Shards. And I send us there.
All right. You come out of the tent and walk around the corner, and there's Thalassa and Garbanzo standing outside of the wagon, staring awkwardly at the door.
How was your trip?
Very quick.
Yeah, seems that way.
Yes, it's very interesting how this works, but I suppose let's not look a gift seahorse in the mouth, shall we? Into the tent.
Listen up, everybody.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's go in.
All right, so you open Char's door?
I think I want to knock first.
Okay. He opens the door. Ah. Come in. There is a large Persian rug that encompasses the entirety of the floor. There are many, many bookcases with tomes, scrolls, pottery, a few apothecary cabinets that are full of you don't know what. The smell of opium fills the room. There's a twin-size bed of teak with red silk sheets and a table that currently has 2 teapots on it.
Oh,
And
don't drink from the other one.
Don't mix them up.
and 5 small cups.
I think I'm standing in this room, like holding my left arm out somewhat awkwardly, like I am afraid that I'm going to catch something on fire in this tent that seems like it's full of a lot of very flammable objects.
Shard looks to you. It is safe. Come on in.
Really?
I normally, when we're traveling, I kept the brazier here with the flame.
Okay. And I'll sit down.
Almost looks like you were ready for us.
I felt someone trying to sneak a peek.
Sorry, that was me.
It is all right.
I can see.
You know not what you do.
No, that's for damn sure. I have no idea what I'm doing ever, but especially today. I can see and feel everything in the carnival now, and I think it's because of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was testing it, and I looked at you. I'm sorry.
It is all right. He begins to pour the cups of tea. And passes one to each of you.
I have to ask, do you know why we're here?
Well, none of you look particularly happy. So I would suspect some sort of raise or the coins being used.
You have quite the tie to this coin, it seems.
I've had it for 6,000 years. That is 6,000 years of things going my way. And 6,000 years that are going to catch up with me instantaneously once it is consumed.
Why didn't you tell us about this? I wouldn't have given it to someone else.
It was a deal made by management that would solve the problem. None of us knew how to deal with gluttony. Or, scratch that. None of us knew how to deal with sloth. My cousin did.
What will we do in your absence?
The flame needs a keeper. and I have been the keeper of that flame. And he looks at Mal. You are now the keeper of the flame.
What does that mean?
It is up to you to guard the carnival. It seems that fate chose you for it.
But you've been doing this for so long, and you're so much better at it than I could ever be. I don't know what I'm doing.
You think I did in the beginning too?
I think that Tiresias can't help but chuckle at that idea.
In a business like a carnival, you have to look upon your family. And he looks to the rest of you to ensure that it does what it needs to do.
So what all can I do?
Within the grounds that is set up once the horned dowel is placed, you can do anything that does not prevent free will.
Jesus. Can I leave the carnival?
If you do, the carnival is left unguarded. But sometimes you must.
Uh-huh. Okay. So all those things that I've seen you do, getting everyone out of the carnival all at once, that was all this.
That was an emergency issue. It hurts when you do not allow others to make the choices for them.
Okay. Okay. I mean, you and all of you have been as much of a family as I've had in a while. So whatever I can do, I want to do it. I can't promise that I'll be very good at it. The flame should have picked someone a little smarter than me.
I think it did just fine.
I must agree with Shard Mallory. We are in a very dark time, with enemies at our gates at all moments. What the carnival needs is a fighter. And if there is one thing I know you are, it's a damn good one.
And to think I was planning to go to High Brazil to go be normal. I don't even think that's fucking possible anymore.
Is it possible to pass this on after we complete whatever it is that we're trying to do here? We save the world and, well, would it be a possibility, if this is still not something that you want for yourself, that you could choose a successor?
That's the thing. I think I don't know if I want to give it up.
Well, I will be honest, Mallory. That is the first time you have said anything regarding power that I've understood.
It is funny that you mention High Brazil.
Why's that?
That is the location that Curio and his group will be next.
Yeah. Madame Devereaux gave me the heads up a little bit ago. Said we'd end up there eventually.
Well, perfect. We have a location. They seem to always be one step ahead of us. Perhaps this is our chance to beat them to the punch.
It becomes quite a quandary of if they are going to be there because they knew Madame Devereaux had sent us there and it would be our next stop. And if that is the case, does it change now that we know that they know we will be there? I have seen his oracle, a thing of pipes and gears and cogs. It cannot view anything outside of this world, this universe, anything larger than it. That may be the advantage that I have on it. It can only comprehend what fits into this world. Like the teapot, it could not see.
Well, hogs and metal. Seems like if we could get our dear Garbanzo near this thing, he could make quick work of this seer. And then
Yes.
perhaps it wouldn't be a problem anymore.
I mean, you know, I'm fucking in.
How
I
far
have
of
a
a trip
question
is
for
it?
you. Oh,
Oop. How far of a trip is it to High Brazil?
By way of vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
since you're gonna, unless you're gonna leave the carnival,
No.
it will take about a week to get back there.
Okay.
And Tiresias, what were you gonna ask?
if they believe that we are going to be in High Brazil, set up looking for whatever remedy Mallory desires, perhaps we go, set up the circus, let them think we are doing exactly what the intended plan was, while perhaps Mallory and Thalassa put on their show. We try to sneak Garbanzo in during one of their performances. The left hand is unaware of what the right is doing.
I like it.
Shard swirls around the glass of his tea and drinks it down and looks into the cup. I think y'all are going to have fun with this.
I'm sorry you're not going to be there to see it.
That's all right. It is what needs to be done, and it will be done.
I don't fucking like it. I don't know what else there would have been for you to do, but I don't like it.
Perhaps if you can find death, you can ask him to bring me back.
Is that a
Believe me,
thing?
mate, if I see him, I will.
Well, the sins seem to be real,
Yeah.
and the apocalypse is coming for us all.
Uh-huh.
Yes, coming back from the dead. I mean, possibly you'll come back more powerful than you were before. Who's to say?
right.
Perhaps.
It's a plan. I'm going to make it happen.
Mechanically, real quick, you each have a cup of tea poured by Shard. If you would like to look into it and ask a question, each of you may. This time, Tiresias isn't the only one that gets to have the fun.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, I do.
All right.
What happens to my control of the carnival if I transform?
As you peer into your cup, you see tents, and the last bit of tea, hot water swishes around, and they arch upwards, giving a feel of looming, dangerous tents.
Okay.
I think I might need your help kind of phrasing this. We have this idea
Mhm.
that this is where we should go next.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Garbanzo is like, he was never the tactical guy, but he still has heavy guile. Like it's, analyzing the situation as opposed to the map, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still in that mode of trying to think about what Tiresias said. We have to not say, we have to hold this all off. We have to give enough time before everything goes to shit so that those that can fix it will. Is with that in mind, I guess I'm trying to gauge if the other carnival is the best next step, or if one of the other looming threats is something more imminent.
You see scattered in the tea leaves a cross that has the main pillar into a question mark. And a carnival.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been just gray faced through this whole thing, but it's just a grim nod.
I am going to ask, as we are working to save the world, how can I harness Mallory having this new power to gain myself more adoration once we are set up? Like, normally it's, oh, somebody has power, I want them to adore me. But now I'm seeing she has control over the carnival, and I have been utilizing the carnival to get this, to feed this drive from this crown from all of the patrons. And now the person who runs this shit, who I know already like has this desire for me, how can I take advantage of that? I mean, how can I help save the world? Sorry, that's what I meant.
That's great.
But like, what can I be doing as we are working to defeat these other sins in this other carnival? Like, what do I have to do to get Mallory in a place where I can later utilize her position of power?
You see a square. And within that square is a rounded, vacant space. And from the top of it are two antennae. It is through this that you will gain the most worship. And I love that that was your question.
Me too.
Cool.
Tiresias. Without knowing that you will not fail this,
Mhm.
what question do you ask?
I've seen a vision that the capstone of all of this is fire in the sky
Mm-hmm.
that decimates. Where is its point of origin?
You see the outline of the state of New Mexico.
So, Shard, may I ask you a question that I'm sure one man who has lived thousands of years to another you have contemplated many times? How would you like to spend your last night on Earth?
I have not flown in 3,000 years. I think that I shall go for a flight. Mallory, I believe this wagon is now yours.
Wow.
Please take care of everyone.
I will. I'll try. I will.
And he stretches, and the claws and the arms shrink, and he becomes a Chinese dragon. Horns of the buck, wings of the chicken, of the cock, and slithers out of the room and takes flight.
I don't think we're going to see him again.
Probably not, but that was a magnificent exit.
I'm starting to think that the meat in that food was bad.
Well, Mallory, come morning, it will be your first opportunity to call the circus on the move. Perhaps you should get some rest.
Okay. Before you go, though, you mentioned something about meditation.
Of course.
Thanks. It's really loud.
As you walk outside, it has been a long, long day. Night begins to fall. The stars twinkle in, tinged with the red. You see, very far off in the distance, the snaking form of Shard, and rain following in his steps. And then from the east, night falls again, and the stars wink out as if the whole world is being swallowed by some cosmic beast. And I feel like that's a good place to stop.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Thank you. That was great. That was really
Yeah.
good. Whew. All right. So what'll it be?
I think the general populace was saved. So let's go ahead and vote on the next boon.
Okay.
The stars winking out of existence and the war and disease and famine found in every home have come true. So we gain another skull in the apocalypse.
We do.
Yep. And how's everybody doing? All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that brings us to Path of Redemption 3. Everybody take a chance to vote now. The options are: a savior awakens with newfound purpose, or an enemy becomes an ally when least expected. Two very good options.
Ooh,
Given
those are
the
really
story we're
good.
headed into.
I'm just spamming that in the chat a few
Just
times.
spam that a bit.
I'll hit it a few more times. Thank you all so much for joining us for episode 4 of the Omniverse Chronicles Crossroads Carnival. This was really good. This was very good. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
And thank you, Skullzoid117 for the follow. Thank you, Josh Lore Merchant, for the bits. Great acting from Kim. Thank you. And as well as bits from Amanda, I'm a T-Rex, who cheered during your monologue, Tiresias, about giving the doctors enough time to do their work. Looking ahead to the rest of the week. Tomorrow, oh boy, sneaking in. Thank you, Jax, for the 5 gift subs. Amazing. So tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern is going to be a listen through of Crit Show Season 1, Episode 8. I have that number incorrect. Episode 8 of the Crit Show. Rev and I are going to be heading back to Hawaii. I hope you brought your sunscreen. And we're going to be dealing with some ghouls, maybe some stray vampire blood that we found in a bottle somewhere and decided to drink. I wouldn't worry about it.
Sure nothing bad will come of that.
Sure, I'm sure it's fine. And we're going to be listening to that, talking about some behind the scenes things about that episode, as well as answering chat questions. So please join us for that tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern is Mystery Detectives. Megan, what you doing?
I'm playing Oxenfree.
I love that game.
I'm not super familiar with it. I've had it in my list for a very long time. So yeah, I don't really have a theme picked out. Just come hang out with me. It'll be good.
I mean, I feel like that's actually like the appropriate costume theme for Oxenfree, because it is kind of about like a bunch of people just going to an island to have like a chill weekend. So dress for a kickback.
Yeah, put on some comfy clothes, come chill with me.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Sounds great. And then next week, I almost said April. August 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern is going to be episode 5 of the Omniverse Chronicles Crossroads Carnival. Oh boy, it's getting real good. There are so many skulls filled in. I can't wait to find out what happens next. I'm going to go ahead and spam this redemption thing a few more times. As well as if you are heading to Gen Con, or if you're going to be in Indianapolis during Gen Con weekend, the Crit Show is having a live show and a meet and greet that Saturday, September 18th. You don't need a Gen Con badge to go. We're having it off-site at the Indiana Repertory Theater, the inspiration for the IPT. And just all you need to do is go ahead and RSVP, and the link is in the chat. Am I missing anything, Rev?
I don't think so.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody. I hope you all have a great night. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you next week on the Omniverse Chronicles.
Bye.
Bye.